So let's start. Our today's first topic, that would be stored procedures. So what do we understand by a stored procedure, or what exactly is a stored procedure? Is anyone aware of stored procedures? Have you ever heard of stored procedures before?
Heard it, but I don't know the purpose.
Okay.
Is it similar to functions?
Yes, it is pretty much similar, but it is at the same time different also. So I'd say the way function works, think of it as you write a function to perform a specific task, right? But the thing is, at the same time, I ask you to perform a series of tasks, and I would like you to have some different interrelated tables interacting with each other. There are multiple operations performing on top of that. Then multiple functions are getting called, and in a particular sequence. Then that particular task can be done or automated via something we call a stored procedure. Was someone saying something? Okay. Yeah. So as the name suggests, it is a stored procedure. The reason we call it a procedure is because it's a step-by-step process that we are mentioning um, in a form of a program, basically a SQL script here, and which will be performed in a particular fashion, in a particular way. And the way it is called stored is because it is pre-compiled in our system. So let's say I write a stored procedure and then I try to execute it. So the way in other languages the program works is they get either compiled just in using a JIT JIT compiler, just in time compiler, or mostly they are basically the programs which get compiled on the runtime compiler. And there are few of the languages which do have a pre-compile run also, like they do pre-compile some of the stuff. And the basic theme of pre-compiling in other languages is something you can refer to as libraries that we import. So in our program, let's say if you have uh, if you have learned Python, then you have must have imported pandas, numpy, scikit. So whenever you run a program wherever you have written import pandas, import numpy, so those libraries are pre-compiled. Those are not getting compiled at runtime; they are just getting attached to your program. But the code that you are running at that point of time, then and there, is getting compiled at runtime. So that's runtime compilation or just-in-time compilation, and the difference between pre-compilation, just-in-time compilation, and runtime compilation. Now, the thing is here, the stored procedures that we have, those are pre-compiled within our system. So those do not get compiled at runtime. And basically, let's say if and when you are executing a stored procedure, the system already knows that. Like, where is it? What exactly it has to do? What number of parameters it require? And what would be the output? All of that, all of it would be already been processed by the compiler. So all you need to do is just provide it some arguments. Those steps needs to be done, and the output will be provided to you. So the way a typical procedure look like would be like create procedure name as begin, some SQL statements, and end. And the way you execute or call that stored procedure is execute procedure name or exec procedure name. As simple as that. Now, there is one question that's asked in interviews most of the time and all the time. Let's say, uh, let's take Bhargav for an example. Let's say Bhargav has written a stored procedure which was working just fine till yesterday, and all of a sudden today, when that job was running, that stored procedure has started failing. So what would be the first thing that Bhargav would do to debug, like, what is the issue with the stored procedure? Can anyone tell me what we would do? Something was working just fine till yesterday, and all of a sudden today, it's not working anymore. Something has changed. Something has went wrong. What could it be?
Might be connection issue.
No, you have connected to the database perfectly fine. You're calling now exec stored procedure. The procedure is there, but it starts throwing an error.
Maybe we haven't given proper input.
That's one way to check. Correct. Yeah. Let's say if it requires a certain number of arguments, a certain type of argument, data type of argument, and we have not provided that, we will check like if we have provided incorrect arguments or not. Perfect. Let's say we have rectified the arguments. Now it's still failing. So,
Change in the attributes of the main table.
sorry.
Change in the attributes in the main table.
Good call. So let's say in the stored procedure, you are using XYZ tables. Now, till yesterday, there was 10 attributes in the table, but now someone has changed and few of the attributes are missing. Let's say now only 6 attributes exist in that table and 4 of them does not exist. So yeah, due to that also it can fail, right? The underlying tables which have been used within that particular stored procedure, there has been a change in those tables and due to which it is getting failed. So yes, all the tables involved is certainly something where we can start with, but most often than not, what happens is you can think of it as within system memory of the database. What happens is the compiled code or the machine code of this stored procedure gets corrupted all of a sudden somehow. That happens very often, believe me. So all you need to do is just recompile your stored procedure and run it. First check whether your stored procedure runs perfectly fine after recompiling or not. Mostly that is the issue, that the compiled code, the pre-compiled code of your program, something has happened to it, like it has been tempered. The reason is because it's an in-memory process, and let's say your database has started and it does not exist in the memory at all, but then yeah, database takes care of it on its own when it restart and everything. But what happens is sometimes that compiled code gets corrupted due to XYZ issues. Let's say there are memory issues or multiple execution or multiple contexts are running at the same time. Due to that parallelism thread replication, this issue occurs. The XYZ issue due to which compiled code of your stored procedure starts failing and gets corrupted. And that is one of the most common reason why your stored procedure was working till yesterday and not today all of a sudden it's not working anymore. So always recompile your stored procedure, then try to execute. If it runs, well and good. If not, then yes, as I guess Hari has mentioned, like start with the underlying tables or the tables involved within the stored procedure, if anything has changed in those tables or not. If not, then directly go to the arguments which Bhargav has mentioned, like if you're providing any incorrect arguments or not. If arguments are also fine, then we need to further check what are the different steps involved and where it might be failing depending upon the error that you are getting. I hope this is clear. So yeah, let's start with a simple stored procedure. Now, instead of let's take that down. Let's create the stored procedure. So our stored procedure name is Shedlem. Any basically random name I've taken up. And let's go to program query, stored procedure, and our stored procedure exists here. Now let's see the definition first. If you would like to see the definition of a stored procedure, this is what I've created. And the reason you're able to see a alter statement instead of a create, because we have already created the stored procedure now. And if you would like to make any changes to the stored procedures, you would like to alter that, right? So in order to change a stored procedures definition or any kind of any other changes if required, you need to do that alter procedure. You need to use alter procedure instead of create procedure. Or the other way around would be is if you have opened this up, just change alter to create, drop the procedure first, and then create it again. But that's just unnecessary, not required. But yeah, sometimes when alter does not work, it gives you, let's say, XYZ error because of an XYZ issue, then I would suggest you to, or I would highly recommend to do this, that drop an existing procedure, create a new procedure instead of just keep on trying to alter it, because it's getting executed in memory, and because of X number of issues, it could, I mean, we could be getting that error. But once we drop it and create a new one, context sets to all new fresh context, and that does not give any error as compared to altering an existing one. Yeah. So this is how you can see an existing procedures definition, and yeah, let's see how it works. I'm gonna execute. So if you're able to see here, we are getting all the attributes from product table, which have red color, right? Other way we have discussed was just to write exec and then same result. Now let's say this is a parameterized stored procedure where we'll be providing a parameter, a certain parameter, and then on the basis of that input, we'll be retrieving the result, right? So let's take this one. Let's say make it show products, and yeah, I think instead of him, we will have products table, and instead of city, we will have color, where we'll be providing color now, and on the basis of that color, we'll be filtering our product table on the basis of that. So let's create this. So show products is here. And let's provide red first. Now let's make it black or something else, whatever we want. I mean, we can provide argument on the basis of that it will filter the table or whatever the n number of steps that we're trying to do within the stored prompt. Any doubts so far here? Any questions?
I mean, in case if there are multiple arguments, how do we manage it?
Yeah, I mean, it's as simple as like you just need to provide multiple arguments. So let's say what do we do? Let's take name, right? Let's create let's alter it. Let's see. Now you want where color equals to X and name equals to Y, right? Let's make this change. Now let's take black color and this name. Did I not copy it properly? Let's change. Black. Okay, so bracket are not required. But then we have right the result. Which single code is going to be required? Okay, let's see. What was the other? So we have a black and let's say this name is this. Therefore, providing color as X and Y as name. So that's perfectly fine. Yes, there is an issue. Let's see what if I do this. Create the procedure and make it so products one. Oh, I think it's more. Okay, got it. I got it. Just a sec. Yep. So it was more than 20 characters. That's why that issue was happening. Does that answer your question, Bhargav or Hari, whomsoever has asked multiple arguments?
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. I mean, be cautious. Like if you are just now, you see, right, the issue could happen. So beware of the number of characters that we are providing in VARCAP. Otherwise, the issue that I was just running into, you could face the same issue.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Any other question related to this? Parameterized or anything at all? So if you will see, this is a different example where what they are doing is they're executing a select statement at the runtime. So what do I mean by that? What you're doing, what they are essentially getting here is that you're getting a table name itself, right? And you're providing the table name at runtime, and then you're using a select star from that table name. This is an interesting one. Let's do this. Actually, this has multiple use cases, but yeah, I like this one. So let's say Satish comes to me and he says, Shubham, I want to design my own SQL language. What he can do is essentially he can create multiple stored procedure or multiple functions of his own, which will do an XYZ thing alternatively. So let's say instead of select star from this, you would like to have a function called show, and to which when you provide any table name, let's take it again to be on the safer side. Let's take it as 50 characters. We'll do that. Let's take this. I ran it. Now let's exec. Let's take table name as this and use the function show. Let's see if the function exists here or not. Should exist. Let's see what happens. So now Satish has successfully replaced select star from with just a smaller statement called exec show, and that's it. It will return the same result. So this is a dynamic function where you are parsing table name as an argument and then further using it at runtime to do, let's say, XYZ task. In this particular case, we are using it for a simple select star. But yeah, you could use it for anything else. Then we have another stored procedure where we can use it to insert data. So let's say you need to use insert statement more often than not, then it's really good that what you'll do is you'll create a stored procedure for that, and you just parse the argument to that stored procedure, and then the insert is taken care of by that particular stored procedure itself. You can try this on your own as well. And then comes a stored procedure this person we discussed. Does anyone know what is this no count is? Set no count on and off. So what happens is whenever you write a stored procedure, there is a count of lines in that stored procedure that you're writing, right? And what it does is it counts the line that you have compiled while trying to run that stored procedure. So it generally yields the result, like how many lines have been compiled, how many lines have been used, or something like that. You can think of it that way. So let's say you have written 10 lines in the stored procedure, it will give you a count of 10 as the count of the lines that have been compiled. But let's say if you are calling a stored procedure within a stored procedure, then it might return even more. So the reason we do a set no count on or off is because it's an extra effort on the compiler side that we don't want sometimes anymore. So what you can do is just you can set it to no count as off. Otherwise, mostly people like to keep it as on because it tells you how many lines has been compiled, and if in case if you run into an issue during compilation, this helps in debugging as well. So you can use this set no count on. Then it's I mean deleting a stored procedure is as simple as dropping procedure name. Yeah, the multiple argument thing is just you can provide the multiple arguments like this. This assignment you can try at home. First thing is like add a supplier. Should add the supplier in the supplier table and display the details of the new supplier added. So what you can do is you can get the supplier name in as an argument to the stored procedure, add it to a table, then have at the end after that have a select star statement showing that you have added the new supplier as well along with the previous ones. So you can have an insert statement and then a select statement in your stored procedure, and that will do your this task. Next one is add pro. So basically a product short form. Should add the product in the product table and display the details of the new product. Same insert and select statement. Add customer again same, and add order. Should add the order in the order table, display the details of the order. Order date should be current date and should come automatically. So what you need to do, I would like you to take up on this and tell me how we're going to do this add order thing. I mean, can anyone tell me the approach, what we would do, how we would do it? Satish, Bhargav, anyone?
Yeah, while inserting order, we should give the current date.
No. So it has asked you to like order date should be current
Using
date and
insert
should
and
come.
select.
Sorry.
Using insert and select commands in stored procedure.
Correct. Should add the order in the order table, insert, display the details, select. But it is also saying that order date should be current date and should come automatically. So let's say if you're running the stored procedure, it should insert the order, it should select the order, and it should select only those order which are placed as of today, which have order date as of today. And if I'm running that stored procedure today, it should give me order of today. If I'm running it tomorrow, it should give me order for tomorrow only. And if I was running it yesterday, then it should give order of yesterday only automatically. I should not be the one providing it date explicitly. So how we can approach, how we can solve this particular issue of getting current date. So do you guys remember get date function?
Yes.
Get date, right? So what you can do is in where clause, you can have a simple get date function. And whichever, I mean, whenever you're running it, it will provide you order of that particular dates. Correct? So in the where clause, you can have this get date function, and for that date only, you'll be getting the orders placed on that date, on that particular date. I hope we are all good, all of these with all of these questions. Any doubts in any of these questions?